Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, friends and family, to the Scramble podcast, or the Scramble channel, as it were, home to the greatest scrambled eggs in all of Michigan and or Pennsylvania, depending on which side of the coast you live on. I am not your host, but I am joined by Alex.
Hi, I'm Alex.
And I'm also joined by Jacob.
Hi, I'm Jacob. I'm also not the host.
I am the host today, I guess. Today, you guys, or rather tomorrow, Nintendo of America had made this tweet. We're getting another Nintendo Direct. It's happening. This is going to be incredible. 40 minutes. Nintendo Switch games launching this winter. I have some predictions. I'm sure you both have many predictions. The plan...
I don't actually have any predictions.
You don't have any?
I only have prophecies.
That's okay, because the more you get right today, the better you're going to look tomorrow. Because tomorrow, when we watch the Nintendo Direct, we're all going to be playing bingo together with our predictions from today, and whoever wins the most bingos in bingo gets something which we haven't decided yet, which we'll probably figure out during the Direct itself, like we tend to, because we're terrible at planning for these things. So let's discuss what we think is coming today, guys. Of course, we got me, we got Jacob, and we're joined by Sakka today from the legendary YouTube channel SakkaSays. Very happy to have you on board, Sakka.
Yes, thank you, Sakka.
I'm very glad to be here.
And we're happy to have you because you said that you had a legendary prediction to start us off. And in fact, not a prediction, but a prophecy. I'd love to know what's coming tomorrow. So please lead for us.
Yes.
What's coming?
So, here's the thing. I have yet to have been wrong so far in regards to predictions. And I don't believe that is going to start today/tomorrow. Mainly because this first prediction, they always open strong. I think we can all kind of agree on that. They always do. And I looked back and I thought, okay, what has there... Because the Switch has been around now for 5 years. What is there not on the Switch? Okay, we've had Kirby's, Mario's, Zelda's, Donkey Kong's. We've had a little bit of everything. But it's been a very, very long time since we've had one particular Megaton series. And it's been even longer since that series changed up its formula. And I think it is high time that we not only got a new Yoshi game, but we got a new Yoshi game that a different spin, as it were. I think 2D Yoshi's had its time in the sun. I didn't enjoy Crafted World that much myself, and Woolly World was fine. But it's been too much of the same for far too long. I think it's high time that we got a 3D entry in the Yoshi series. But it's very difficult to translate the Yoshi kind of platforming gameplay to 3D without thinking that you're going to ape on what Kirby did or what Mario did. What can you do to make a 3D Yoshi game play uniquely? Well, to do that, one would have to zone in on what made the Yoshi series special in the first place. Yoshi was created as a character to look after Super Mario, to shepherd him from one end of Yoshi's island to the next to bring him home. So, what if this 3D Yoshi game was somewhat of a spiritual successor to Death Stranding by Hideo Kojima?
Oh my gosh.
That was not what I was expecting.
Wow. Yeah,
You have to balance your eggs.
I can see it.
Hearing.
Yoshi has to shepherd Mario from one end of Yoshi's island all the way home. Much like how Sam Porter Bridges in Death Stranding by Hideo Kojima of Hideo Kojima Productions has to shepherd a baby from one end of the island to the other, along with Post. It's a stealth game with a focus on stealth. I read something interesting once. I don't know if anyone's going to agree with this. That combat is somewhat of a crutch in modern games. Like, there's not that many games that really need a deep combat system. And there's not that many stealth games still kicking. It would give Yoshi such a unique flavour to be about transporting a baby stealthily. And it is true to what the character was invented to do in the first place.
You're totally right about that.
Yoshi was supposed to be a stealth originally.
No. He means in like the old Yoshis, Yoshi carried around Baby Mario and stuff.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're in a stealth. But if you lose Baby Mario, you lose because he's just gonna cry, and then you're gonna get found.
His meaning in life.
And then you're gonna die.
That's actually
Yeah.
kind of
That's
clever.
actually, wow, that's like a thriller horror, a really new direction for the Yoshi series, but also kind of going back to its roots, like you said. Wow.
My immediate thought about that is, how is Yoshi gonna throw eggs in 3D, and how is that gonna feel good? Is it gonna be like how a bow works in other games?
It's such a beautiful mechanic. It's like the enemy reincarnated as a weapon of your own. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, in stealth, like similar to The Last of Us, when you sorry, I far too often bring up The Last of Us. Similar to The Last of Us, the clickers, the main enemy, are impossible to kill basically if you approach them head on, right? So let's take a Koopa. A Koopa is impossible to kill for Yoshi if he attacks it head on because he's weak. He's just a small, cute little creature. But if he stealths on it, he can swallow it whole and turn it into an egg. Then this egg can be used like a distraction, like a bottle in The Last of Us. You throw it and it breaks and someone goes towards it. Or you can throw it at someone to kind of make them go into a daze.
Yo, that actually sounds really cool.
I think it's going to happen. I think they're going to announce it tomorrow.
If we get it tomorrow, I think you just like win bingo by default. I just give it to you. Like, there you go, stealth Yoshi.
I'm quite confident. I'm quite
Now,
confident.
will this have full voice acting as well?
Yes, it will. Yoshi, of course, naturally, will be voiced by Keanu Reeves.
I don't want to think about this.
Way,
No,
dude.
no,
That's
don't.
incredible.
This is gonna be too much for me. This
You know,
is like
I
that
think
time
I
Kirby
think I've
talk.
heard he's always wanted to play the character, so I mean, it just makes sense.
Yeah. And then, of course, I mean, Baby Mario, the voice actor, writes itself. It's just Chris Pratt, like.
True, baby Chris Pratt.
If this is in the direct, like, that's it. You know, like, Sakka, you're in every single one of our predictions discussions, and whatever you say is just law. That's it.
I will say, like, the last bit about the voice acting, that was a little bit of a bit. But everything else I stand by. I just want to make that
Of
absolutely
course, yeah.
crystal clear.
You know, I just threw that in
I'm putting my
there.
life on the line here.
That is one of the most out there beginnings to a prediction video I think anyone's gonna have done today.
I didn't play too much Crafted World. I played the demo. It seemed it was not on rails, but pretty linear, right? Like, Yoshi hasn't been too opened in a bit with its games. Is that correct? Maybe you would know, Sakka. Did you play Crafted World?
I did, and I didn't finish it, mainly because it was needlessly dull. For an artist's portfolio, it's remarkable because every screen grab from that game works as a digital art piece. But to play, there's no gameplay depth or loop or anything of intrigue. It's a straight walk to the end. It is basically the dictionary definition of a walking simulator.
Right.
And I think that was the point for me. Like, that was Crafted World was the point for me where I was like, okay, things kind of need to change now. You've really rinsed this formula for everything it's worth.
That was a similar impression to what I got by playing the demos. Like you said, you're just sort of walking along this path. You know, maybe the path diverges here and there and you get a collectible, but, you know, I think to have a 3D Yoshi where you sort of, like, break it open and have, like, a more exploration type game, I think that could be really neat, because I think the original Yoshi's Island, the one on the SNES, that one had, like, a lot of...
That was the original.
Yeah, that one had a lot of, like, branching paths and like some neat things you could find by not just taking the direct path. So I think a 3D could just step that up to another level, and that could be really exciting.
We're absolutely overdue for it. It's definitely possible.
It probably wouldn't come out this year.
Yeah, no, it would be one of those things where it's like they say they're going to talk about late games this year, like December, you know, October games, but it's going to be next year for sure if we get it.
Right, I mean, they tend to announce a lot of their spring, you know, March, April titles in their September directs because they don't really have a big direct until a lot of times February, but by then it's sort of like we're on the heels of release, so usually if they're announcing a title in the spring period, it's going to be their September direct.
Granted, in 2018, in the September direct, they announced Luigi's Mansion 3 in their opening and Animal Crossing New Horizons as their closer, and neither game released. Luigi's Mansion 3 released in 2019, but Animal Crossing released in 2020. So the saying, the winter thing, I'm not really sure why they still say it, if I'm being completely honest. I'm sure there is a very good reason that they say it. It's just that it's a lie and they never stick to it. And I would wager some serious money that they will break the winter thing in the very first announcement. There's not a chance in hell that they're going to keep to that. And I do think that they will open with 3D Yoshi, and I think that it will be like a high concept trailer. It'll probably release in 2023, if not 24.
This is a very crazy prediction, but the idea of Yoshi isn't like the most outlandish thing, I don't think. I do want to talk about more almost definitely concrete ideas. So let's transition into that. How do y'all feel about Pokemon Scarlet and Violet news happening here?
I don't know what Pokemon tends to do with their games this late into its release. I mean, it's going to be here in November. I don't know if they're going to have a final like Pokemon only direct before then, but I have that on my bingo board as well. I will be expecting Scarlet and Violet to be there in some form. Just whether it's just a recap of what we've seen before or if there's a tad bit of new information, I think in some form, either way, we're going to see it tomorrow.
Okay, I couldn't disagree more. I have on my bingo board that there will be it'll be a no-show, not even in a sizzle reel. Because, correct me if I'm wrong, I've been watching most of the Nintendo Directs since 2013, and 2013, to my memory, is the last time a mainline Pokemon game was showcased in a Direct. It is more often than not, to my mind, always just done in like the Pokemon Directs and like advertisements and that. I just don't see why they would break tradition, especially recently. Like, they did it a lot more back in the day, but I don't know if there's some kind of pride thing going on at the Pokemon Company. I mean, because it's just bizarre how many of these Pokemon-specific centric directs they do. So a couple of them have gone by this year where we haven't really had much of anything except for updates to mobile games, and then a very brief TV spot for Scarlet and Violet. I think if there's anything else to show for Scarlet and Violet, it'll be wedged in at the very end of a bloated Pokemon Presents, featuring all sorts of nonsense from Pokemon Cafe Mix and the like.
I'm definitely of the opinion that we're going to get a Scarlet and Violet specific direct a little bit closer to its release, because Pokemon does like probably 4 of those every time a new game comes out. As for whether we'll get news of the games themselves, I think it might be minor. I don't think we're going to get anything big here. Maybe like one new Pokemon revealed. But I expect it to at least be like mentioned just because it's so close to release now. And I think it would be a wasted opportunity to, not help sell it.
One thing I will say, mentioning something you said, Sakka, I can't think back to like a Pokemon trailer that was presented at any specific Nintendo Direct, but I believe it was E3 near the time Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee came out, so maybe, what was that, 2018 or 2017?
2018,
okay. Towards, I think it was towards the end of the Direct, but not the last announcement. I think they had, not Masuda, but one of the top, like, Pokemon company executives said that they were working on, like, a mainline Pokemon game for the Nintendo Switch outside of Let's Go, and that turned out to be Sword and Shield. They didn't reveal it there, but they just sort of had like a quick announcement, like, hey, we're working on this. So they've had a presence there before.
You're dead right, actually.
I don't, as for whether they've done a trailer, I'm not sure.
You are dead right, actually. That was in, that's true. There is a precedence there.
Yeah, I think.
However, I'm gonna stick by my guns though. I really just think, especially seeing as there've been so many. There was a Pokemon Presents, I believe, like last month, and I think they released a new trailer like 2 weeks ago. I just don't. I think that the Pokemon Company, for whatever reason, from now on, just want to present their own stuff themselves. I don't even think there'll be a name drop, because I do think they have a lot of stuff to get through.
Yeah, if we don't see it, I won't be surprised. So I could definitely see what you're saying, Sakka. But there's just something in me that, for some reason, thinks we might see it tomorrow in some form.
Fair, very fair.
Definitely a solid chance of it. Another game I think a lot of people are expecting, I don't know if you guys are, Breath of the Wild 2. Now, that was originally planned for this year. It's now getting pushed back to early next year. So, technically not going to be part of, the winter lineup releasing now. But certainly it was planned than originally, and so there might be precedent to it appearing here. What do you guys think about that?
I think that it will show up, and I think it'll be a little bit of a, I don't want to say a blowout trailer, but it'll be a significant trailer for sure.
I think we will see Breath of the Wild. I think Koizumi at the end of the direct will say we have one more announcement. It will just show the title for the new game. And
oh yeah, we don't know the title.
With the trailer too. I don't think, I mean, other than Metroid Prime 4 and Bayonetta 3, but that's more platinum. I think Nintendo wouldn't just show the title. I think they'd show a little bit something more with it. Probably whatever related to what the title's gonna be.
Because I think, especially judging from the fact that it was at E3 2016, that was when I think it was first playable. They had the Wii U set up. You could go and play Breath of the Wild, and you could explore the Great Plateau, and they had a very big kind of explanation of the mechanics and what was going on. That was about, if it was in June, then I believe that would have been about 9 months before the game released. Now it's about, if I were to guess, the release is about 6 months away, which means yes, it is high time that we actually learned what is going on in this game. I have a feeling that in tomorrow's trailer they will not only kind of reveal the core of Loop, we will see the hook shot.
Yes, please.
I have a feeling.
Yes, please.
That what's going to happen is they're going to have like the trailer go in, and then Link's going to open his Sheikah thing, and he's going to scroll all the way to the right, and it's going to be like Sheikah hookshot, and it shoots out like the blue web, and you're hooking up mountains and stuff for like a risk reward with your stamina. I just have a feeling. I just do have a feeling.
Hookshot, shield surfing.
I know,
please.
Alex and I have been talking about this ever since Breath of the Wild 1, but could you imagine shield surfing? And then you hookshot to a tree and you sort of like swing around using centripetal force and like redirect your momentum and and the speedrun strategies that could be made with that. That would be so beautiful.
Unreal.
The physics with their engine. That's my dream. That's my dream.
Oh man, all right, I'm gonna be the downer. I don't think we're gonna see Breath of the Wild 2. I think we're gonna see it like closer to January, like we were talking about. They do other directs then sometimes. I want it, especially the hookshot idea, but I just don't buy it. Something else I don't buy. Sakka was talking before we started recording this about a Zelda Leak. Jacob and I have no idea what it is, so Sakka is not gonna spoil it here for us. But if you want to like give your take on that real quick, Sakka, and we'll just use vague terms, and then tomorrow, whatever it is, if it ends up happening, that'll be hype.
Here's the thing. I think that the Zelda, I think everyone probably knows what it is. If you don't know what it is, if you just type Zelda Leak into Google, it's gonna be the first thing that pops up. It's been like the most talked about leak, and it is probably the only one I wholeheartedly believe. I think it's real. I think it's class. I think it's great. I think it's fantastic. I think it's real. But I also think it's going to be more expensive than what everybody thinks it is, because there is no reason for it not to be priced at the absolute maximum. And when I say maximum, I mean maximum. If you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. If you don't, I hope that was vague enough.
I can't wait to understand this tomorrow, whether it ends up happening or not. This is going to be like a whole new discussion on its own.
I know, the only thing I can think of is sort of what I've been like hoping for a while, where it's like, you know how on the GameCube they had the Zelda collection with Zelda 1, Zelda 2, Majora's Mask, Ocarina of Time, and a demo of Wind Waker. If they did Ocarina of Time 3D, Majora's Mask 3D upscaled for Switch, and then Twilight Princess and Wind Waker HD. And then also, why not throw in a demo for Breath of the Wild too? Hey.
That sounds incredible.
You nearly got it. It's a CDI collection.
Top price.
That would be crazy. Wow.
Top price. You have to pay for a CD plugin.
I don't think anyone could afford that, honestly.
That's a premium game.
Yeah, that's
You can only buy it using crypto.
I have another. This is probably, I feel like, the most gimme, and this is the first game besides Pokemon that is confirmed coming out in winter. Bayonetta 3, I think we're definitely getting another trailer, whether that's a story trailer, like a new gameplay trailer showing off some gimmicks or whatever. I'm not sure, but I'm almost positive it's going to be there. Jacob, you like Bayonetta. What do you think about Bayonetta 3?
Yeah, I was replaying a bit of Bayonetta 1 over the weekend, and I was like, wow, I forgot how much I just enjoy the interactions between the characters in that universe. It's so over the top, but it's so great, even though the story is sort of is wild and doesn't make sense, and I don't care for it. Just the characters are a blast. Bayonetta 3, I think we're gonna see that as well. I have that here. I think it'll probably be some story stuff. Maybe I don't think there'll be much of a gimmick other than what was already shown, but I guess we'll see. We're gonna see it in some form. It comes out next month. I think they're sort of gonna have just one last reminder. Hey, this is coming out. Buy it. So that's what I expect to see.
Yeah, I don't really have very. I'm gonna put all my cards on the table here, lads. I have very little to no investment in the Bayonetta series. As growing up, I was a young church-going Christian boy, and I could never quite convince my parents to allow me to purchase that particular Wii U exclusive.
Same, but I got it from the library, and I don't think the library cared that I was 15, because I think the game, I think the collection on Wii U, which was 1 and 2, I think it was rated M. Was it rated M or T?
That was rated M, I'm pretty
sure. Yeah, the library didn't care when I checked it out. They didn't bat an eye. So if you want to get around the system, find your local library, see if they have video games. There you go.
There you go, kids. Yeah, I think we're all in agreement there that we're gonna see Bayonetta then. I mean, that's locked in.
Yeah.
Now, I have a lot of things here, all Mario related. So I guess let's just talk Mario for a little while.
Okay.
The Mario movie. I think we're going to see more information about that because it's been a while and it's kind of gone radio silent since we got like the actor reveals. Maybe we'll get like a release date or just more information on it in general. What do you guys think about the Mario movie?
So
I'll allow you to go first, Jacob, as I pull up my blueprint.
Your blueprint? Wow. Oh, I'm not that prepared. All I have is a Google Doc that says number 13 Mario movie in my list of predictions. So clearly, since it's number 13 on my list, that means Tetsuya Nomura and Kingdom Hearts will be involved in some way, as is tradition with the number 13. No, I think we will see the Mario movie. It comes out April of 2023. I mean, the fact that it's been in a direct prior where they announced it, I think we're definitely going to see it again. Because they have no problem doing that in a normal Nintendo Direct. We still don't know like the title, and I don't think we really know much about the plot either. So I 100% believe we're gonna see a trailer tomorrow's Direct.
Yeah, I don't think at all that we'll see the Mario movie. Reason is, if we look at Illumination's track record, like the thing is with films, it's very different from the way games release. I will say, the caveat is that the Mario movie has had possibly the most unconventional film kind of pre-release junket I have ever had the displeasure of witnessing. But I will say, in regards to Illumination, they kind of had they have the same kind of playbook that they play from in regards to each Illumination film, whether it be Despicable Me 1, 2, 3, Minions 1 or 2. 2 actually no. 2 got messed up by COVID. But Minions 1 and then Despicable Me 1, 2, 3 all get a trailer 6 to 7 months before the release of the film. And now, if the film is getting released in December, which it is rumored to have been pushed to, I don't think we're going to get a trailer until at least May or June, and that'll coincide with E3.
Oh, I did not know that it had been pushed back, or rumored to be pushed back until December 2023, that is?
Yeah, that would make a lot of sense for pushing it back then, certainly. I didn't know anything about that either.
Yeah, now granted, that's not confirmed, that's just, with this film being in production for so long, it doesn't seem to me that it would be economically viable to release it in the doldrums of March or spring or whenever they were saying it. I imagine that there wouldn't be too much of an issue with pushing it into Christmas to absolutely maximize that kind of holiday rush. I'm reporting to you live from Nintendo Life. On the Illumination website, as spotted by Go Nintendo, it said that the name had been changed to the Super Mario Bros. Animated film, with the film arriving in theaters holiday 2023. Then, on Wednesday the 7th of September 2022 at 11 a.m. 40 minutes British summertime. False alarm, folks. The Illumination Studios website has been updated once again, reverting the Super Mario Bros. Animated film's release window back to spring 2023. So, either it is going to be a holiday 2023 release and they're not ready to announce the delay, or it was just a typo.
Okay, so it could go either way then.
Okay.
It could go either way. Thing is, the trailer will come 6 months out from when it releases, which means if it is releasing in spring, then you're dead on. We're going to get a trailer. If it is getting pushed to winter, we're going to be waiting a bit longer, I'd say.
Yeah, so it's definitely a toss-up here either way.
Yeah.
On the topic of more Mario, I want to talk about Mario Strikers. I think we're going to get some free DLC for this, kind of like we did with Tennis Aces and basically every Mario sports game. It's been a few months now since the game came out. I think it's about time to announce that they're making DLC and maybe some new characters, because that roster was a little puny when it first launched.
I will say, I would absolutely love more characters. To my mind, I hope that they refresh the stage selection though. That to me is more important. The only flaw to my mind with Mario Strikers Battle League is that there is a lack of stage variety. I'm actually of the opinion that they don't need more characters, because as is, I really struggle to build my team. As in, because every character fills such a specific niche, it's really, really difficult to pick a perfect team. So adding in more characters is, well, it's nice to have, your favorite characters on the pitch. It is, in the end of the day, only going to make the team selection harder. But I do find that having the same kind of grassy stages just makes for a bit of a dull affair. I really hope they add some really just like out there quirky stages.
I completely agree. I've sort of felt there's like you said, there's been a lack of quirkiness that I found with this is different. This is next level compared to who was doing Tennis Aces and golf.
Camelot, was it?
I think so.
Camelot's the usual team, yeah.
I feel like I really like Tennis Aces. I think the core gameplay loop and the sort of almost like fighting game style gameplay, I think it's the best it's ever been. But I think everything sort of surrounding those games with like the stages, the extra modes, isn't as, quirky and fun and wacky as it used to be, coming off like someone who played like the GameCube versions of each of those games. I don't know if that's what you're referring to, Sakka, with Strikers.
Oh yeah, no, you're absolutely dead on.
Yeah, so I think more stages for that game would be great. I played that game probably for a couple hours. I definitely see what you're saying.
There's definitely a lot of potential here. And regarding like DLC in general, or actually let's just stick on Mario for now. Because I think Sakka also had something else to say about Mario. So do you want to give your other Mario prediction now, Sakka?
Yes, I did say at the start that I had a couple of thoughts in regards to Mario as a character and his presence on the Nintendo Switch. As we all know, in 2017 we got Super Mario Odyssey. It's been kind of radio silent since then. I imagine, did you guys think we would have got Odyssey DLC or whatever by now?
I definitely did a few years ago, and then as it kept going on and on and on with nothing, I stopped expecting it, and I just expect a new Mario game at this point.
Well, next October, it's going to be 5 years, like half a decade. That's basically the typical life cycle of a console. So it almost seems like the ship for DLC has passed.
I would agree, except that I would agree that it seems like the time for DLC has long since passed, but look, just hear me out, right? Look at Mario Kart 8, right? That game released in 2014, got re-released in 2017, and we only started getting DLC for it this year. Tell me that it's not the most Nintendo thing you have ever heard in your entire life that they would make Mario Odyssey DLC now, because they don't want to jump the gun and release the next 3D Mario on a system already with Mario Odyssey, Bowser's Fury, 3D World, Mario Maker 2, New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe. Well, I suppose with Mario Maker 2 and New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe, they're 2D, but nonetheless, I do feel that Nintendo might be thinking we have a bit of an oversaturation of Mario in general, but especially 3D Mario. Sorry, I completely forgot about 3D All-Stars. This is the most amount of 3D Marios we have ever had on one system by a very, very, very wide margin. And I really don't think they're going to want to add to that by putting in their guaranteed hot ticket item, the next 3D Mario, because if you think about it, that's a guaranteed 10 million plus seller whenever they drop it. I feel like if that's finished, which it very well might be, they're going to want to sit on it until it is the most opportune time. And I don't think that is 2023. because we'll get into some of the other predictions of things that might release then. But if we even just look at the blueprint, the basic blueprint of what is announced, Breath of the Wild 2, we'll get to, I suppose, Metroid Prime 4 at some point, but that has to come out eventually. Those are 2 hot ticket items, and if we start thinking about Yoshi's or what I believe the Mario Odyssey team is actually working on, which is a 3D Donkey Kong, then next year starts looking very full altogether, and there's no way they're going to want to drop like a 4th or 3rd Megaton in the 1 year, especially when it's not even a new hardware year. It's just a regular old Nintendo Switch year.
Yeah, that would be huge.
I don't see the next 3D Mario happening. Therefore, I feel like they're going to use some of the ideas they wanted to use in the sequel and create a little DLC world, release it for Mario Odyssey. It just sounds like such a ridiculously Nintendo thing to do. Like way past anyone thought it was even somewhat feasible. They just drop Mario Odyssey DLC.
Now, this would be breaking Nintendo tradition in a way, because usually they'll either wait a long time and then do one big bunch of DLC, or they'll do continual updates to a game for a while. Mario Odyssey did get DLC before. We had like the Luigi's Balloon, Luigi's Balloon Trip or something? I don't remember what it was called.
Balloon World, yeah.
Balloon World, that's it. So I think, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think this would be the first time Nintendo has done DLC and then taken a really long break from a game and then gave it more DLC if this comes to pass.
Apart from Mario Kart 8, in that they did do that Hyrule DLC, etc. on Wii U, but they didn't really add anything on Switch in regards to DLC.
Right, because that was the deluxe port, so it was kind of like a different situation, but it is true that they did do DLC for what is effectively the same game on a different console.
Yeah, I will say, there's no precedent to back this up whatsoever. I just have a gut feeling that Nintendo are going to make Mario Odyssey DLC based on the fact that there's no way they're going to release another 3D Mario on this particular hardware generation. And as such, they're going to want to tide over fans with a little DLC pack. I just have a feeling that it would be the most Nintendo thing possible to do.
I think I'm definitely in agreement that we aren't going to see another 3D Mario on Switch. And if we did, it probably would sooner be DLC than a new game. But Jacob, what's your take on all this?
I think next year's going to play out similar to the Switch's first year. I think we're going to see Breath of the Wild 2 in the spring. I think we'll see something Mario related in the fall, like 2017. I think we'll see history repeat itself in some way.
I mean, I agree that next year will be massive. I just think it'll be Metroid Prime 4 instead of a new Mario, because I think they're going to wait on the Mario.
I am praying that we get Metroid Prime 4 soon because, well, first of all, I made a prediction video that it was going to come out this year, back in March or something, based off of the timelines of past Prime games and Metroid in general. And when we didn't hear about it at E3, my heart sank. I thought I was going to have to make an apology video, and I might still have to.
You won't. Don't worry. Don't lose faith.
I'm praying drop it. This is the last chance for us to get Prime 4 is if they announce it right here at this Direct. Do I think it's going to happen? Honestly, no. But my heart says yes, so I put it as it's happening anyway. I need Metroid Prime 4, so I gotta put my hat in the ring, and if this is what gets me bingo, then it's gonna be the most deserved bingo you've ever seen in your life.
Are you predicting that Prime 4 comes out this year?
I'm saying Prime 4 comes out this year so I don't have to make a video saying I was wrong. And that's the only reason I'm saying it comes out this year. Not because I believe it, but because I want it to be true, and I'm gonna will it into existence.
I'm
not
powerful.
Gonna lie, doubling down it's a bold strategy.
At this point, I'm already have embarrassed myself. We take the L if we have to, but if it ends up coming out before the end of this year, this is gonna be the biggest win to my name in my entire life. So I have to go for it.
I expect a full apology. If it doesn't happen, it will, because I trust your word at full value. I couldn't argue even slightly with the video explaining why it was releasing. However, if this does not come to pass, rest assured there will be a twit longer posted on my feed.
So what I have here in my bingo predictions is that we'll see something akin to a Metroid Prime 4 first look. So we'll see something with the game, but no notion of any sort of release date, which is odd for Nintendo. They don't usually do that. But I think we'll see something like that tomorrow for Metroid Prime 4.
To be fair, the entire Prime 4 development has been very odd for Nintendo, so if they're going to break precedent with any game on this list, that's the game in my opinion.
Here's the thing. I think we're going to get a trailer for Prime 4 tomorrow, and I think it's going to be akin to the Breath of the Wild 2 reveal trailer, in that it'll just give like a basic kind of summarization of events and what it's about. I think they will give us a release window. I think they're going to say winter 2023. And I think they're going to shoot for that. Whether it gets delayed or not, it's too soon to say. Like, we don't even know if it's going to get shown. It's too soon to say whether it's going to get delayed from an imaginary release date. But I think they are going to try and shoot for a winter 2023 release date. Apart from anything else, I can only imagine what it feels like to work on that game or work in spheres around that development team and not having been able to show a single thing since 2017. I'd say they're absolutely dying to show the world what they've been working on. And that's why I think we're going to see at least something. Because, like, do you remember the Twitter banner? That just stank of a team wanting to show what they were working on, and they just weren't able to. So I think it's going to be in this direct. But I do think to soften the blow of Prime 4 being in winter 2023, they are going to announce a Metroid Prime remaster for Nintendo Switch.
Whoa, yes please. Just Prime 1 or like the whole
Prime
trilogy?
1, just Prime 1.
Okay, yeah. That would be incredible.
Yeah, that's something that's been talked about for a long time, that like it's already made, they're just sitting on it. Yeah, I could definitely see that happening as well.
I predict that when it gets announced, there's going to be a lot of discourse on the internet of, is this really worth 60 euros / dollars / 49.99 pounds? And I mean, it will be, because it's Metroid Prime 1, and end of discussion.
Yeah, no, that game's phenomenal. If they want to charge $60 for a new Metroid Prime game,
They want to charge 80.
I probably would still... I might still buy it. Metroid Prime is so good. It's so good. I would love that.
It's the best GameCube game apart from Mario Sunshine.
Smash Melee, though. It's pretty good, too.
It's true.
There's a lot of good GameCube games. That's a hard call.
We can't talk about this. We will actually lose like 4 hours if we start talking about it.
You're absolutely right. All right, so I want to move on to Nintendo Switch hardware and just things about what's going on with the Switch in general. I have a prediction about Nintendo 64 Online, and that's that I think we're going to get some new DLC that entices people to buy it. So, for example, they had the big update to Animal Crossing New Horizons that if you didn't want to buy the DLC, you could just buy the Nintendo 64 Switch Online package, then you get it for free. This was true of the Mario Kart 8 Deluxe DLC as well. They're just trying to do things to get people to buy this subscription service. And I don't know what game this will be for, but I just expect some kind of games DLC to try and sell that service, because people were not very happy about it before that stuff came into fruition. How do you all feel about that?
I do think that actually ties very nicely into a couple of predictions that I have in regards to DLC. I think, first of all, that all major DLC from now on will be wrapped into this kind of NSO expansion. And namely, they're going to talk about Splatoon 3 DLC. They're not going to show it, I think, in any major capacity. The game came out like a few days ago. But they definitely are going to talk about it and maybe drop like a screenshot, because they've already said there will be DLC. They just haven't revealed what it is yet.
Oh, definitely. Splatoon always gets DLC, so I think it's a given. I don't know about this direct, but we're going to get it eventually for sure.
Oh yeah, I think Splatoon 3 will definitely get DLC. And I do think they're going to probably want to say something like, they'll get your man, I can't remember his name now, I feel so bad, the Squid Research Lab leader with the white coat and the glasses. I can't remember his name now, but he'll jump into the screen and say Splatoon 3 came out last Friday. I hope you are all having a very fun time playing the game. This is a brief glimpse at what we will be doing next, and it'll just be like a little screenshot of some kind with some kind of tease, I imagine.
That'd be a great way to do it, yeah.
Apart from that, I also have a gut feeling that there's going to be new Animal Crossing DLC.
It's been a bit since then. I think it's been like almost, has it been a year? Do you guys remember when the last batch came out?
Yeah, it's been a year. It's been a full year since the last patch. Once again, I'm gonna have to put all of I kept one card up my sleeve, right? This is the final card that I'm putting out on the table, okay? I love Animal Crossing New Horizons. It's up there with my favorite games on the Switch. I don't want to nail it down that it is my favorite, but it's definitely up there. I love it so much, okay? And I will be absolutely heartbroken if the last thing we get is Happy Home Designer when there is so much more they can add. And I truly believe that they will keep adding things as paid content, because they did say, like, they chose their words very carefully. They said this is the last free update, last time, and it's been a year now. I feel like there could just be something that they add in, like it's just some small paid content, paid DLC, and it wraps in with NSO.
Yeah, I definitely think that's plausible and maybe even likely. Animal Crossing has been pretty liberal with giving DLC. They already have precedent for connecting it to the Nintendo Switch Online. I wouldn't be surprised one bit if we get it, and it has been a long enough time that I could see it happening.
Potentially, like, let's go to the city. That's probably the best idea I can think of currently at this particular moment in time. But it would be very sad to me to see Animal Crossing kind of die now when we're so far away from the next one. I can't wait again. I don't want this train to ever end.
What do you think about DLC in that way, Jacob?
I think, like Sokka just said, we're not going to see the train go away. We're actually going to see the train come into the station, and the DLC is going to be a train simulator. So
Yes.
you will be be conductor. You'll be
Sorry, I can't swear.
you will be in charge of scheduling multiple train lines into inbound to a city, and you'll have to coordinate all the things that go into to that. Yeah, those are my thoughts.
A lot of potential with Animal Crossing DLC.
Animal Crossing Train Simulator. That is such a genius idea.
Now, we are running a little long here, so let's trim the fat a little bit. Let's just do, like, you know, maybe one or two cool predictions from everyone else. Focus on just like big things you got left, or maybe some third-party stuff since we haven't touched on that yet.
I have a whole block of Square Enix stuff in my predictions. So first, let me just start off. We are going to get an update about some games coming to Nintendo Switch Online, one of which will be Chrono Trigger. Now, I was just playing Chrono Trigger probably a few hours before recording this, so hey, maybe a little bit of recency bias, but hey, I have a feeling something's in the air. I know Square Enix would have no problem. Hey, if they want to throw in Super Mario RPG 2, I could see it. Why not?
Super Mario RPG, the sequel.
Oh, yeah. Hey,
Super Mario RPG 2.
that'd be awesome. That would be awesome. Have Yoko Shimomura compose it. I'm there, day one. I think we're also going to get another trailer for Dragon Quest III Remake. I don't think we've seen that since it was announced, I think a year ago or something. I think we're also going to see Harvestella, that farming/action game from Square Enix, akin to Rune Factory, coming out this November. So around the winter time. I also think we're gonna see a little bit of the Nier Automata, just as like a reminder that Nier Automata is coming to Switch, so people know to pick it up. And also, we're gonna see Crisis Core Final Fantasy VII Reunion. This is a remake of Final Fantasy VII Crisis Core that was originally on the PSP. We know that it's coming to Switch coming this winter. We don't have a date yet, but I think that will be revealed tomorrow in a trailer for that game. That's all I have for Square Enix. So a lot of love Square in my predictions.
Those are all fantastic shouts, yeah.
Yeah, Square always supports Nintendo a lot in these directs, so I wouldn't be surprised if like half of that ends up coming to pass.
I can't wait to see how Crisis Core runs. I'd love to get it on Switch. I'm just worried that it's going to absolutely crash and burn.
I know, I'll be interested to see, since it is in the new beautiful FF7 remake engine. I'll definitely be interested to see how that runs, and if that will be any indication of maybe other games coming. But yeah.
Yeah. In regards to like third parties, I staying on that kind of train, as it were, the Animal Crossing train, I have a feeling we're going to see a port of Fallout New Vegas by Bethesda, because it's been quite a while since Bethesda had any kind of thing going on Nintendo Switch. Which is strange because, like, if we look back and track every single year that the Switch has been around, Bethesda have been pretty in there, you know, like Skyrim, Doom, Wolfenstein, and Doom Eternal. Then the same team that made Fallout New Vegas, owned by Microsoft as Bethesda is now, released The Outer Worlds. They've been very big on Nintendo hardware, but we've yet to see a single Fallout game. It just strikes me as the kind of surprising moment in a sizzle reel where everyone goes, oh wow, Fallout, it's finally on Switch. I wonder why we didn't think of that before. But I do think that will come to pass. Apart from Fallout, I have a feeling, what with the Sonic movies' success and all of the hype around Frontiers, we're going to see Sonic Adventure 1 and 2, the Xbox Live versions, brought to Nintendo Switch.
Whoa. Yes, please.
It's kind of weird that they're not there though. Like, if you think about it, you almost think that they are there because it feels like it's so obvious that they would be, but there's like nothing Sonic related on the Nintendo Switch except for like Forces and Mania and Colors now.
Yeah, that would be really good. I don't think we've seen ports of those games aside from on like Steam and stuff since the GameCube even. So if they want to give us HD remasters of like some of my favorite Sonic games, hello, I'm here for it. Yeah, get them on there.
Yeah.
I think there's no way.
Greatest story.
I'm in agreement that we're gonna get Sonic Frontiers for sure.
Yes.
Just real quick, I want to say like Shovel Knight Dig is about to release. I think that's like almost certainly going to be shown here. I know Yacht Club Games likes to do their own thing sometimes, but they usually have like little nods in the Nintendo Direct, so that wouldn't surprise me either. One more thing, something that probably nobody has heard of, but I'm a big fan of this series. Luminous Avenger 2 is coming out in January, so I think we might see a little bit of that, even though Inti Creates kind of likes to do their own things on Twitter as well. And I have one more crazy big reveal, and then I'm going to end off my predictions here. I think we're going to get Mega Man 12.
Mega Man 12, wow, okay.
So after Mega Man 11, they said that they were working on a new game. They didn't specify it was like a Mega Man game, but I feel like that was the implication. And now it's been like a few years. I think it came out in 2017. That's like 5 years, isn't it? So Mega Man 12, I could completely see us getting this here. Maybe not necessarily this direct, but like sometime in the near future. I think it's inevitable.
That's a very, very good shout.
Mega Man 11 released in 2018, it looks like. I'm just looking at it now. But I definitely think we could see Mega Man 12, 4 years. I think that's definitely possible.
See, it's almost left my conscience. Like, I hadn't even really thought about it that much, but like you're dead right. Like, Jacob, it's absolutely high time that it came out.
It just makes sense, and like you wouldn't think it would take too long to develop either. I don't know too much about game development, but like Mega Man 11 did not look like the most complicated game, considering how quickly Inti Creates pumps out 2D platformers every year. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, I will say Mega Man 11 was great. If not a little bit forgettable for me, but I really would be hoping for, if there's one thing I hope they change in 12, it would be the art style. I find the art style to be, while the gameplay was fantastic and I had a lot of fun and I loved the difficulty balancing, I don't know if that's a controversial opinion, but I found the art style to be a wee bit bland, so I kind of hope that they switch that up a little bit.
Definitely agreed with you there.
Yeah, I didn't mind the art style too much in motion. I've only played the demo. I think I would like a little bit something more, I don't know, sleek, maybe something more almost like 2D, hand-drawn-esque. I think that could be really cool.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot. I have one more prediction that's even more hype.
Oh,
y'all remember the NES remix back on 3DS and Wii U?
Yes.
Yeah.
Hear me out. What if we either get that on Switch or, better yet, SNES remix on Nintendo Switch?
Oh my god.
How spicy would that be?
Oh my god, now that you say that out loud, it's absolutely baffling as to why that hasn't happened yet, and if it doesn't happen tomorrow, I will be so remarkably depressed. I will be absolutely furious.
Right? It would be so cool.
Okay, can you
give me
quickly
some Super Metroid.
explain NES remix to me, because I never played it.
Okay.
Imagine Jesus,
Okay.
but it's a game.
It's very cool. It's like you go into different NES games and you play like 10-second little challenges. So it'd be something like you're playing Super Mario Bros. And you have to real quick stomp 3 Goombas, and you have to, the faster you do it, the better the score you get. And then you just jump between mini games again and again and again, and it's just little snippets of these old games. So for example, if they were to do an SNES remix, it could be something like you're in A Link to the Past, and you have to real quick like shoot Ganon. Actually, this is a bad example because I haven't actually beaten A Link to the Past, so I don't know too much about it. We're gonna switch to a game I know more about. Let's say you're playing Super Metroid, and it's just like kind of a WarioWare type minigame almost, where you have to say grapple across a few blocks and then land on a different platform. And that's like the challenge real quick. Yeah. So it switches between different NES games, and you just have to do quick little challenges on them. But SNES Remix would be so much better because the SNES is probably like the most consistent Nintendo console, where almost every single one of their mainstay games are like at their peak or very close to it. Like we could get Kirby Superstar, Super Metroid. If they included third party, we could get Mega Man X. We could get Super Castlevania. Like there's so much potential here. And it's been a while since we got the NES remixes. Is it gonna happen? I mean, realistically, probably not. But let's talk about how cool it would be. That's why it's on my predictions list.
It'd be unreal.
That would be cool. I could see it as a part of NSO.
Yeah.
Oh, imagine I could so see that as being like a tie-in for Nintendo Switch Online. But I will say, you bringing up NES Remix segues very beautifully into something. I'm gonna be honest, lads. I'm gonna break character for just a moment. I don't actually have a prophecy. I don't actually know what's gonna happen tomorrow.
What? You lied to us this whole time?
I'm sorry. I apologize.
Stone him.
The reason is my water divination has not been on point. I'm a little bit off form, so I can't say if this is going to happen tomorrow. But what I can say is that I hope that it happens tomorrow, and I will be lighting a candle before the direct begins. Because have you guys played Nintendo Land?
I've not, but it looks awesome.
I've heard incredible things. I've not played it myself though.
God, Nintendo Land is like. How can one describe Nintendo Land? Nintendo Land is. Do you know how it feels in your mouth to say the word caramel?
Oh yeah, that's nice. Caramel.
It's such a fun word to say, right? Imagine caramel, but it's just like it's a video game. Imagine a video game with an infinite number of different gameplay loops featuring characters you have a nostalgic connection with, where the gameplay is rock solid all of the time. Imagine perfection. Imagine a 10 out of 10 party video game. Like, okay, Nintendo Land isn't going to work its way into the top 10 games ever created ever because it's not that ambitious. But if you look at the greatest party games ever made, Nintendo Land is number 1. It is the best multiplayer game ever created, and it has so much untapped potential. I, however, have a feeling that they will announce Nintendo Land 2. If not in September, it might not be in September. I'll put money that they will announce it in January, and I'll put 50% of that money that they'll announce it tomorrow, if you catch my drift. Like, I'm sure it's going to come out next year. Whether they announce it today, tomorrow, today, technically today in my time zone, it's up for debate, but I think it will be, because there's too much untapped potential, and it is the only Mii game that they haven't really kind of done, except for Tomodachi Life, which was another one of my predictions, in that they will reveal a remaster of Tomodachi Life. Yes, I've just rolled 2 into 1.
It's fine, we allow it.
I really hope both of those things happen, because I have a very strong nostalgic connection to the Wii and the Wii U. If not for any other reason than for the fact that it's been so long since Punch-Out, and I don't think they're going to make a new Punch-Out game, but I have a strong suspicion that they would put a Punch-Out minigame in Nintendo Land.
That'd be really cool, yeah. You know what, Sakka? I love your faith. I love how confident you are that you'll make these like crazy predictions that everyone else calls you a madman. No one's gonna believe you. But you know what? If you can say this, I can say Prime 4 is gonna get shadow dropped right after this direct. So we're in this together, buddy. We're gonna high five. We're gonna say, heck yeah, we're gonna get everything cool, and then probably none of it's gonna happen. But we're gonna say we did it together.
Yeah, it's gonna show
Also,
Nintendo Land
honestly,
2, and then
also light a candle for me, just one candle.
it's gonna show the
light a
Metroid mini
candle.
game and Nintendo Land 2, and then cut to Prime 4.
Oh my
God,
Jacob,
yeah.
that's perfect. That's
with
perfect.
with the zoom transition. That's the transition that I use. That's my last.
This is the
prediction.
exact one. I can see it now, boys. I can see it now. I'm so excited for tomorrow.
Oh, it's gonna be class.
You know what? Let's talk about that in general. Like, where your hype level's at, Jacob. What's your hype at right now?
It's honestly pretty tame. I don't know if that's because I'm not really expecting too much. I have stuff written in my predictions, but I'm not really banking on anything. I think a lot of the stuff, like Breath of the Wild, some of the big stuff, I just haven't seen enough yet to be crazy hype. I'm sure it'll explode if something like that is at the direct tomorrow and we actually get to lay eyes on this stuff. But I'm pretty tame right now. I'm excited just to watch and see what's gonna be there, what's not.
Fair enough. Sokka, what about you? Where are you feeling right now?
They're probably too high for my own good. I can't lie, lads. I can't mince words. I'm inordinately hyped.
Incredible. What is your one dream? If this happens tomorrow and you get it, this is your dream. Right now I'm giving you the gold you need to go throw it into a wishing well, and then you're gonna get your dream come true, and it's gonna make you the happiest you've ever been. What is your wish?
Skateboarding around Prosecco Square and Nintendo Switch Sports as DLC.
It's the most oddly specific thing, and you were so immediately prepared. I was not expecting that.
I was really expecting Nintendo Land 2.
I so badly
All
want
right.
it.
What a discussion, lads. That was such a good time. Now we gotta do the mandatory shout out to Sakka's channel, SakkaSays on YouTube. I'm gonna put it on screen. I have to edit this quickly because it's gotta be out by tomorrow before the direct. Sakka, thank you so much for joining Jacob and I today. It's been great. I love
it's
your
fantastic.
predictions. I'm looking forward to doing more stuff with you in the future, my guy. This has been incredible.
It's been a pleasure,
as am I.
Jacob, thank you as always as well.
Of course, you're welcome.
This was a good time, gentlemen. And
Been
now,
fantastic, lads. Come to Michigan.
what about Michigan?
Best scrambled eggs in all of Michigan, right here.
Oh, so true. So true. The best eggs. Tomorrow, we are going to play bingo, and we're going to compare all of our predictions we made here, and whoever wins gets something we haven't decided yet
My
because
copy
we're
of Pokemon
terrible.
Legends Arceus.
Oh, okay,
And
yeah.
if I
there
lose, you can also just have it, so I can leave
We'll
the
just
house.
take your copy of it. Perfect. All right. I think we're gonna close the discussion there then. So thank you everyone for watching, because ooh buddy, that was a long one. And I hope you have a good rest of your day. Take care.
Thank you very much.
Bye.